Hey guys, it's Marissa. Um, I've been wanting to make quite a few videos for a long time, and I've kept kind of waiting for the perfect moment, that clear skin, uh, the right lighting, and I decided to kind of say, forget that because I'm never gonna feel extremely comfortable talking to my phone. So I decided just to kind of go for it. Okay? Um, I'm going to come out with a handful of videos about my transplant, um, what led up to it, what happened to me afterwards, what, I guess, I want to say what caused it, but lung failure caused it really. But I kind of want to talk about that a little bit. There's going to be some dark videos. I really want to talk about like that moment where the doctor told me and my family that I had maybe just a couple of hours to live left. That was an incredibly difficult moment to handle, but I really want to talk about it because I think I think maybe the way my family and I handled it, I think we did it really well. And for anyone who could be in that situation like I was in the future, maybe it could help them and give you some hope that just because someone says, you've got so much time left, your clock doesn't start counting down then. So I really want to kind of talk about that. This video is going to be about like almost none of that. I want to talk about my the problems, just one specific problem I've had since I've been post-transplant. Now, before my transplant, for like my whole life before my transplant, I was sick all the time. I couldn't breathe. I think my PFTs were in the 50s once, like 15 years ago. I mean, I was always breathing with pretty much half of my lung power, and under that. So I'm so used to being sick like that. And it is actually kind of hard not to be sick. I mean, to say hard, it's not hard physically, but kind of mentally understanding that you're healthy. I have these moments where I almost wake up and I'm like, oh wow, right, I can breathe again. Like, it's pretty incredible actually. I mean, it's amazing really. I mean, I can't explain the feeling of going from where I was, even on my best days, where I was before, to now is just completely insane. But there was a point to that. I did ramble a bit. So before my transplant, I was sick all the time, and that was normal. I mean, that was my normal routine. I was on IV antibiotics, either at home or in the hospital every 3 months for 2 to 3 weeks at a time, consistently. And now that I can breathe, like I said, it's kind of weird. I mean, I haven't got a lung infection since I've been discharged from the hospital, which is kind of crazy. I mean, that's really insane. I've been out of the hospital for a little over a year now, which is completely like, whew. But yeah, so that's kind of like, my before and after. Well, for probably 6 months, maybe even longer than that, I've been getting sick. I mean, it'll start with like my sinuses. I can't breathe through my nose. Everything is stuffed up. The headaches were terrible. And then I would start to get chest pain. So like almost every time I would call the doctors and they're like, if it gets worse, come in. If it gets better, don't bother. And so a few weeks ago, probably a month ago now, I went in because I was having that chest pain. I had a dizzy spell. My head was up hurting. My sinuses were just a mess, and they didn't find anything. Absolutely nothing. I was worried I had the flu because I've had the flu once before, and it's just like it was the worst thing, one of the worst things that has ever happened to me. Um, but so I had absolutely nothing wrong. They checked my blood work, did the flu test. Um, they did a whole panel to make sure all the leveling looks good, all my levels were fine, and it made me feel kind of insane. I mean, and every week after that, I've had this same sinus infection, headaches, and it's just frustrating because I was beginning to think that I had been so used to being sick that I was making myself sick because that was normal. Like, really, that's really what I was thinking. Like, there's something wrong with me. I'm panicking so much, I'm making myself sick. And, like, it really made me question, not my sanity, but just, like, how I was feeling and if it was real or if it was in my head. And it was just really kind of difficult to deal with. But I realized that I only got really sick the days that I spent time in our living room. And I would come back to my room covered in cat hair and our dog hair. So when I had a doctor's appointment about 2 weeks ago. I went in and I told him about all these problems I was having, and I told him, I think I might be allergic to my cats. So I was explaining to my doctor, what spurred those thoughts. I would sit in our living room, I'd come covered in cat hair. I mean, and it was within 5 minutes that it would just make me feel really sick. And he kind of seemed a little skeptical that is what was causing the problems, but he ordered me to have an allergy test anyways, which I'd never had one, so I was kind of excited, like a nerd. So I went to my allergy test last week, and I explained to the doctor that I saw there. I said, I think I might be allergic to my cats. I've had a lot of problems. And she says, okay, we'll check for this. But, there was a list full of things. And I got the little back pricks done. And the lady came in and said, oh, those all look fine. So I was thinking, oh my God, I really am mental. I'm losing it. Everything's been in my head this whole time. And then I realized the test wasn't going to work. I didn't know that. Then she put these little needle things, the bubbles under my skin. I'll show you a picture. I didn't like it. I don't like those little bubbles. But, yeah, so she put those in, and 3 of them, they didn't get itchy, but they flared up, and they were really red and not very happy looking. And the other 2, you couldn't even tell there was anything there. I mean, which I thought was amazing. Even though I couldn't look at them because those bubbles under my skin really bothered me. That freaks me out. But, yeah, so she's like, and she says, it looks like it's dogs, mold, and dust. And I was like, dogs? I love our dogs. Like, that, I had that moment of and then she goes, oh, I'm sorry, it's cats. And I was like, yes! I was so excited. There's probably no one who's as excited as I was to be allergic to cats. Really, it was like, I'm allergic to cats, mold, and dust. And it just, it made me feel so validated. So much better about myself just because I can't even explain it. But I was so used to being sick all the time that it really thought that I was just mentally doing things and forcing my body to feel sick so I could have that lifestyle. I don't know. I looked it up. I've heard of people doing that kind of thing, and it doesn't have to be intentional. It's just something that you gravitate towards your normal. And I'm still not quite used to the life that I have now. I'm trying. I'm trying. But it was so relieving. There's just no words for like that weight it lifted from me, and the fact that I had realized what it was made me feel so much more confident in my ability to recognize the problems with my body. And it was really nice to know that I was right. And not to sound like, what's that, vain or whichever word I'm looking for, but it felt good that I could understand what I was going through. And unfortunately, she told me I could do allergy shots, but with the immunosuppressant medications I'm on, that she really didn't think it'd be helpful. So right now I'm stuck taking Zyrtec. And as for our cats, we're keeping our cats. I can't, it makes me emotional to think about it. I could never get rid of our animals just because I developed an allergy to them. I mean, that would just make me so upset. And it makes me feel terrible to be allergic to cats anyways. I live with my parents and my sisters and my mom. We were supposed to get my little sister a cat, and my mom said no more pets because no more cats because I'm allergic to them, and it makes me feel awful because I know she really wanted to get that kitten. But we do have our 2 cats, and they're like 10, maybe. No, I think 10's the right age for one of them, and going on 6 this year. So we've had them too long to just try and give them away, or I don't think we would do anything worse than give them away. So that's not even an option. I mean, and my family and I really much believe that when you get a pet, you get it for life. It is yours. And we're making accommodations so they can't come in my room. I'm still working on cleaning everything up in my room. I washed a lot of my clothes. So it just is something that's going to take some time to really get clean out. But I've been taking the allergy medication for a few days, and it's done wonders, let me tell you. But I did have an instant where I picked up all my dirty clothes, and they were coated with cat hair, and within 5 minutes, I had to stop. My nose clogged up almost immediately. It made it difficult to breathe. So, but, gotta take care of it anyway. So, it's just so nice to have an answer that solves my problems. I mean, I can take another pill twice a day for the rest of my life if I have to. I already take like 20 in the morning and like 6 at night, so what did it hurt to take one more? I showed no signs of allergy to cats beforehand, and I did get sinus infections regularly, but that was usually with the seasons, the changes from like going into winter, coming out of winter. That was it. So I don't know if maybe my donor could have been allergic to cats. With the way that I get the problem in my face, I think it's pretty unlikely that that allergy would travel up to my sinuses. So, but it still makes me wonder because it's really interesting. And I did actually ask the doctor. I told her, I never had an allergy to cats before. Why am I noticing this now? And the response is literally like, this isn't an exact quote, I'm paraphrasing. Well, you didn't breathe really well, and now you're breathing great, so you probably didn't breathe deep enough to notice the allergies. So, who knows? I think that's a pretty interesting thought, though, and maybe all that extra mucus I had built up protected me from the dander and all that. Who knows? If you have any theories, let me know. I would love to hear the different ideas that people might have. Fascinates me. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I'm gonna do more, I promise. And from now on, I'm not going to care if I look cute or perfect. I'm just going to be me and talk. I really want to help people. One of my passions in this life is making people happy, and so I'm hoping. It's why I love being at Disney so much. It gave me the chance to see people when they were at their happiest, and if they weren't, I had the opportunity to go up and change that, and taking someone from feeling maybe not so great to making them laugh or smile. That's an incredible gift to give somebody. And I guess that's what I want to do. I just love making people happy and helping people. So I hope that this video series I'm working on can do that for all of you, or for those of you that need it. Okay, that's the end of my video. If you're interested in checking out more of them, feel free to subscribe. No pressure. And if you have any questions about transplant, cystic fibrosis, this sweater, for heaven's sakes, feel free to leave a comment. I'm happy to answer anything you've got. Almost anything, I guess. It is the internet. Things get weird. But I am really excited to get this going. And I can't promise when the next video will be out, because since I've started taking my allergy medication, I've had a couple average headaches. I haven't had any migraines. So I'm really hoping that this is going to help that much. But if my migraines were to come back, I can't do much of anything. I lay in bed with ice packs on me and sleep. And I can't, I mean, it gets so bad that a lot of the times I can't even look at my phone because it will hurt. So that's just an explanation. And if the video comes super late, I'll tell you why it happened. It could just be me being lazy. Anyways, thank you again for checking this out. Sorry it's shaky. Everything's on my bed. And I hope you'll come back and see more someday. Bye guys. Thank you.